Welcome to the Amp Hour. I'm Dave Jones from the EEV blog.
And I'm Chris Gamble of Chris Gamble's Analog Life.
No one else here this week, Chris? Just us?
No, just us.
Excellent. Last week before the holidays?
Oh, yeah.
How many holidays do you guys get over? Plans? Okay. Well, no, I don't have plans. I don't have a life. Come on. How long do you guys get for holidays over Christmas? Because I know it's not a big break over there, right? The mid-year one is the big holiday over there, isn't it?
I get Monday off, the 26th.
Right.
And then
Boxing Day, yep.
Boxing Day. That's what they said over here too. They're like, yeah, Chris, you got to go box something.
Right. and is that it? Boxing Day?
I think the day after New Year's.
Surely you get New Year's Day.
Yeah, New Year's. Well, New Year's is a Sunday. That's why.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not a lot. A lot of people are going to be gone. It's funny. I just started this new job, and it's like all these people are not there.
Off for holidays.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll just be sitting there twiddling my thumbs, and I got some stuff to do.
Here in Australia, we basically pretty much most businesses shut down over the Christmas period, Christmas to New Year. They sort of, they might stop. It depends on when the days fall, of course, whether or not they fall on weekends and stuff like that. But they'll stop, a couple of days before Christmas, and they generally won't open their doors until either the first week in the New Year or the second week or something like that. So
you mean even retail does that?
Oh, no. The non-service, the non-retail industries.
Okay.
All retail stores are open, but just a regular Joe Blogg's business doing some industrial thing, non-retail
like
thing.
Plant shutdown.
Yeah, they will do a planned shutdown, basically. There might be, if they're a support organisation, they might have, a couple of people stay back to, man the phones or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's about it. So,
I always love that time in between the holidays. I just usually clean off my desk. I go out for lunch with coworkers that are actually there, because usually it's all the young guys that don't have a lot of vacation days saved up. And,
right.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. I think it's a nice, quiet time. You get a lot of stuff done. It's great.
Dude, you're doing it wrong again.
Yeah, whatever.
The idea is not to do stuff. You're winding down. Nobody does stuff on, like,
but it's the
day
stuff
before
that you want to get
Christmas
done.
Eve. And...
Come on, it's the stuff you want to get done. Not Christmas. Christmas Eve's a Saturday this year. It's not a big deal.
No, you're still doing it wrong.
Oh, Dave.
Working hard for a living is overrated. I keep telling you. You just won't listen, will you?
I guess not. No,
I
can't be taught.
Unbelievable. Well,
sorry, man.
Work yourself to an early grave.
I'm having a ball. I don't know, man. Maybe it'll change, but I'm having a ball right now.
Yeah, it usually changes. You're in a new job. It's all exciting.
Yeah.
Give it 6 months and you'll be Gilbert.
I've been doing SketchUp models just to kind of get my ideas out. And, like Google SketchUp.
This is job ideas, is it?
Yeah, job ideas. Just, to kind of like new first impressions and everything.
Right.
And I was just thinking today, it's like I kind of am developing a God complex. It's like, I have created this and I can destroy it.
Right. It's your project and you will have the ultimate say.
It has
over
no
its
bearing
destiny.
it's not actually getting produced. It's just,
right.
I'm just, making stuff for myself mostly. And it's a lot of fun, though. I do enjoy the SketchUp.
No, fair enough. We were mentioned this week. In fact, your theme song had a bit of a got a bit of a public caning.
It did.
Yes. Someone called P. Stevenson. I don't know his first name, but that's his forum username. He posted a YouTube video. He's done this song. It's not there's some text over the video. There's no video clip, but he basically recorded this song. It's about some engineering YouTubers like myself and Jerry and others. And it's quite neat. And he criticises what does he say? Tell Chris to change that damn theme song.
Yeah, something like that.
So he's obviously a bit of a muso, and he's not happy with your. If people don't know, Chris actually recorded the.
That's true. Yeah, we should bring that up, huh?
Yep. For the the long-time listeners, how long have we had that theme song?
Since like the 17th episode or so.
Yeah, so
It's on my
ages,
list
right?
of things to do again. I mean, if
Right.
people want to send in suggestions, if P. Stevenson wants to send in a suggestion, I'm not so big on the punk thing, but hey, I'm
Right.
open to new things. I don't care. It's just a matter of convenience here. So
Yep. You've already done it. You've created it, and well,
yeah, it's done. It's in the bag.
Maybe you're a bit sentimental. Maybe you don't want to destroy it.
Oh, I don't care. No, come on.
Right. Okay. You just couldn't
And
be
you can
bothered
always
doing
switch
another
back,
one. 'Cause
yeah.
it's done,
Yeah.
right? We can always fall
Yeah.
back on it. Yeah. Lazy engineers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always the way.
Speaking, that's hilarious, and thank you to.
Speaking of lazy engineers.
I was gonna say, speaking of music,
Yeah, right.
I had a bit of a surprise in my mailbox today or yesterday.
Do tell.
So I mentioned on the show last week about DigiKey doing their usual DigiWish thing, and I still see a lot of people, like looking to get some free stuff. And so I opened my mailbox the other day, and I see an envelope in there, and I'm like, what is this from? It's like a padded envelope, and then I see it's from DigiKey, and I'm like, oh no, they didn't. And they did. They followed through. They got me. I was kidding when I said I wanted their CD, the Tchaikovsky and Liszt,
Right.
Franz Liszt.
I don't remember you actually asking for it.
I posted it on Twitter at one point.
Oh,
and,
right. Okay. Oh, did you actually copy them on it?
I
at
mentioned
DigiKey?
them, and
Right,
yeah.
okay, that's why.
I
They're
linked
eager
him to the
beaver
post.
social media crowd are going, oh,
Yeah.
we'll do that and we'll get some publicity out of it. Woohoo!
Well, it worked.
We
It was
must respond to
ridiculous.
social media. That's our metric this year.
I suppose so. I open up the CD though, and it's actually it's like a DigiKey branded CD.
No.
It's not like just like a random CD.
Right.
So apparently other people have these things. I doubt this is the only one out in the wild, but maybe they throw them in
DigiKey's
with large
greatest
orders.
hits.
Yeah, greatest classical hits. So thanks DigiKey. That was fun.
Why classical? Have
don't
they
know.
got other ones? Have they got rock alternative and all sorts of?
I saw 6 different CDs, and they had just different classical composers. It wasn't anything.
Why the hell are we even advertising DigiKey CDs?
I don't know. Because it was hilarious. They sent me one.
Anyway,
But
well, they didn't
you're
send
just
me
mad.
one.
You're just mad you didn't get one, right?
Yeah, I'm mad I didn't get one. Why didn't they send me one, the tight asses? Cost too much. International postage is too expensive. And
'Cause you
then
didn't ask for one,
They would
Dave.
have to fill in one of those stupid export forms, right?
Yeah, for a CD.
What is the size of your company? They don't ask the nuclear weapon question, but they what end product? Who are the end customers
yeah,
for this?
yeah.
I just ordered DigiKey parts yesterday. You still have to
Yeah.
fill out the stupid export form. I guess
Every
you've never
time,
done
huh?
that, right?
No, I don't have to.
Oh, we'll have to take a screenshot of it, and I
Yeah,
don't know
that'd
if
be
you've
good, I
actually
think.
seen it. Yeah,
I've seen
bullshit. Other companies
no.
don't do it. Why did DigiKey think they have to freaking do it? It's
tried
because
covering
these
the
damn
bases or
lawyers
something.
have read something, ultra paranoid and reading something in some stupid, ridiculous government legislation somewhere. Give me a break. End rant.
I was waiting for it. So what were you buying parts for?
My new power supply project,
Oh.
which
Okay.
leads me on to a thing, because I changed a few things. So I had some parts that I didn't have, so I had to get them. And actually, that leads me on to 2 things. The first one, the first one's on the list, so I'll get back to that later. I won't miss it. The other one's not on the list, and I'll forget it otherwise. I designed in this little LCD, right? Spoiler alert for the next video, right? There'll be
Okay.
I'm including a little LCD as the display in there, right? And I chose
this like
a
the
little
one you sent to
New
Alan?
Haven display.
Like those? No?
Sorry?
Not the ones that you had a shovel full of for the 555 contest?
No, they had the wrong form factor. No, I didn't. No.
That's too bad.
No, and they aren't little. They're huge. They're monster
Oh, okay.
things. Yeah, they're a regular-sized LCD, and they're a monster. Anyway, I designed in this nice one. Perfect. The dimensions were just right, so it gave me the biggest maximised font size possible for my particular case that would fit in there, right? Because that's what
Okay.
I wanted. I wanted the biggest, because you've got to have nice, big, you know,
you want to be able to read it.
You want to be able to read
like,
it from a distance, right? So I got the, you know, it's only a tiny case I'm using, so so I was limited in the size. I couldn't just use any LCD display. So I searched extensively. I found this one. I liked it, New Haven, and I could have sworn that DigiKey had it in stock when I looked, and I was compiling my, I was doing my systems engineering and compiling my BOM, and I'll use that one. Yeah. And no, I went to order it. Sure enough,
So they could have had it when you
They could have had
started.
it. Because I wouldn't have chosen it if I couldn't have found stock immediately. But so some bastard must have bought it, I reckon. Anyway.
I know, it's crazy too that they can just buy. I mean, like, do you remember how much was in stock when you looked?
I don't remember, but it would have been at least some, which would have at least got me, it would have been 50 or 100 or something.
First run at least,
Sort of, out of trouble. Yeah, exactly. It would have been fine.
How big is your first run going to be?
But I thought, this is New Haven display. They always carry stock. You can order them from the website if you have to. Not a problem, right? So anyway, I cancelled that DigiKey item. So I went to the New Haven display website and I put those. I went through the whole order process and everything because they don't tell you if they got stock or not, right? They just say, press here to add to your shopping cart. Fine. They take all your credit card details, etc. And then I get an email last night saying, oh, sorry, we don't have any. Won't have them until February. And it's like, oh, goodness. Give me a break. So now I've designed in this. I haven't checked if like Mouser or somebody's got one yet. But then it'd be an order just from Mouser just for those displays. And I don't know.
Sounds like you need to hire a supply chain manager, buddy.
Oh, engineering's too hard.
You never miss them until they're gone, right? I mean, that's the thing. It's fun to, joke with them and say, oh, I could do that. Oh, it's just DigiKey, right? And then you have to deal with it, and it's just, ugh. That sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. Anyway, and because it's the exact dimensions, and it's an I2C one as well. It's not and because my microcontroller
programming compatible.
Yeah, all of the pins on I'm using a 28-pin micro, and all of the pins are used, right? So, and I2C is only 2 lines, and if I go to if I try and jury rig in a regular LCD, I can't because it needs more than 2 lines to drive the LCD. I don't have to hack on some stupid, interface, latch or something to serial to parallel latch and all that sort of stuff. And then the software's different. No. So anyway, today's job might be to find another alternative small I2C LCD I can at least jury rig in there, and at least it'll, it's still the I2C bus. Anyway,
have we talked about that on here before, about displays and like future products? And I mean, I think I don't know how you feel about this, but I think like
products.
Yeah, like commercial products, right? Not even commercial products, but like say you were not making a power supply for you, but you were making like a large scale power supply.
This is going to be a kit. This isn't just a one-off for me, right? I'm designing this for.
Sorry, I meant kit versus like a finished good that you're actually selling, like non-kit.
As in 100, you're going to sell commercially, it's going to be 100,000. Yeah. What about it?
Do you think? I mean, I've always thought that it would trend towards like commercial screens are so cheap these days, and that if you can abstract the interface so that it's just say you just put a Bluetooth module on there, and then it just talked Bluetooth to a screen, and just through the display to a generic screen interface. Do you think that's a reality someday where people will...
because it's a separate item. Good product design needs to be integrated, not just use some existing hodgepodge external or use your mobile phone or something like that. That's why...
Well, not necessarily the whole interface. Nobody's going to
use their iPhone or their iPad to look at their oscilloscope waveforms. Why put a screen in an oscilloscope? Because you've got an iPad, right? Why don't you just put in a Bluetooth module and shoot the data over?
No, because they are talking about that. And I mean, I saw an article about that. They were talking about Osseum, the one, iPad scope, and Redfish is iPhone, DMM, whatever.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like that either. But what I'm saying is, what if it's not an iPad or an iPhone, right? What if it's like a HP touchpad? Like you get some cheapo display.
But it will never suit your purposes exactly. It's a compromise. It's a generic compromise. And then that second device has to be battery powered. What happens when it runs out of battery? You have to charge it separately. You have to do whatever. And you can't use your product. Screw that.
See, now I think like in maybe low volume run, maybe high volume. You're right. Like high volume, you'd end up getting volume discounts on displays or whatever else.
Yeah.
But I think there's a real argument for offloading all of that stuff, right? I mean, because you don't just offload the design of the hardware, right? You offload the entire software realm at that point, right? You could have people develop apps externally. You could ship your software to India if you're so inclined, right? Because it'd probably be like Java.
Please.
I'm just saying that from a product design standpoint, I really think it's a valid option for certain things. And I don't know. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but
every option's on the table for certain things, right?
Yeah.
It might make sense for a couple of niche items, but for generic design, no, it makes no sense at all.
Well,
Makes no sense. Incidentally, the LCD is the most expensive item in this kit. You know, it's like $10. Even in volume, it's $8.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, you probably
it's
really
the
gotta
most
get up there.
expensive item in the whole thing. Yeah.
That's the
actually,
thing.
displays aren't that cheap, you know.
Yeah, but tablets. How about this? They just announced that $100 tablet. Do you remember? Did you hear about that? That Android-based.
Yeah, but $100 costs more than my whole kit.
I know, but I'm just saying. What if? Okay, so now what if your kit was $500, right? And of that, $50 was a display, right? But it's not a 10-inch display. It's a crappy 2-inch LCD that you have to write tons of software for. What at that point? What if you're just throwing data out over a data interface? Yeah, if it's what you need, it's what you need. But I'm just saying that there's
the tablet's only got 10 hours battery life tops.
Yeah,
it's
there's a plug on the side,
Give me
Dave.
a
Come
break.
on, man. There's a plug.
No.
Plug in a USB micro. You're fine.
No, that's awful product design.
You're right. It's not optimal,
unless it's
right?
warranted. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not even close to being optimal.
It's not. No, you're right.
So
It's not
far
optimal.
away from optimal. It's not funny.
But I think it'll be a reality in the future with short-staffed engineering, right?
No.
What if you're a 3-person engineering outfit? What if I had to design a power supply today for commercial use, right? Not power supply is a bad example. What if I want to design a DMM these days, which I'm not allowed to for a good long time, I'm pretty sure. If I didn't want to throw it to a front panel display, right? Or if I'm just designing the hardware because that's what I know how to design, I think it's a legitimate thing to throw the data over some kind of communication bus and then display it on an existing technology.
You're welcome to do that, and you'd never sell a single one of those bloody multimeters because it's a ridiculous idea.
Yeah, I think
it's only going to work for. No, it's only going to work for those specific niche items where it's justified to have the external display.
I don't know,
external
man. I think you're going to see
display.
that more and more.
No.
Maybe not, but I think you will.
I'm calling it right now.
All right, I'm putting it to the listeners.
See it more and more because these tablets are coming, right? These tablets are very consumer and cheap and all that sort of stuff, right? But it's not going to make a dent in the universe at all, in the engineering universe at all.
Okay, well,
except for a couple of niche items.
Let's put it to the listeners then. Okay,
You'll be as wrong about this as you will be about the stupid chip maker
printing
machine.
Yeah, I know. All right. Listeners, if you have an opinion, please let us know in the comments. We would love to hear from you. That would be very, very nice.
Now, what's this that you said about, as an aside, you said that you won't be able to design a multimeter for a long time. Has Keithley got you by the balls in some ridiculous
just a general
contract that they can't enforce that, you're not to design competing products after you leave the company? What's that about?
No, I don't have anything in writing. It's just
well, there you go.
I have non-disclosures.
Go head
so
on.
I can't
do source measurement units.
I don't think I could do that because I know a lot about the technology in there. So I would not do that.
A source measurement unit's a basic engineering. There's nothing proprietary in there.
That's true. I guess if I designed around their stuff,
it's a DAC and an ADC and a controller and your magical wireless display, right? That's about it.
Yeah.
As long as you didn't take an idea that was developed at Keithley that was patented or something like that, you're fine.
That's true. Yeah, if there's no non-compete in place, then that's fine. But well, to be honest, I don't have time for that. But
you're a scaredy cat.
I'm not a scaredy cat, Dave. I have no time these days. I hardly had time to put anything on the list this
week. Yeah. Yeah, you went and got yourself another job, you fool.
I know. Well, not all of us can sit around playing
sucking away your life.
Game consoles in your new office and yada, yada, yada.
Ah, boy. Took me all day yesterday to build a couple of benches and
Yeah.
get the
Any
parts.
pictures? I saw the
drops
pictures
all
of the
wood
benches. Benches in the car, but did they? Are they up now?
Yeah, no, there's another one of the benches of two. I finished 2 benches. They're installed, or kind of installed.
Okay.
They're not coated or anything yet, but I have to build a third one today, and yeah, it's getting there. There are progress photos, and I've been time lapse photographing everything. So
Oh, nice. Okay, that'll be good. So you'll
so
just throw that in the
eventually
video.
I will release a video of
Okay.
I'll make a video of me time lapse. The lab said like the lab going from nothing, just an empty space, to the finished item. But I don't know when to call that quits. When to actually do the video. Do I do it when I just get the benches installed and that's it, or do I do it in 3 months' time when it's all there's all
I'd say
fancy lights and it's all kitted out and.
Yeah, well, you're going to move your existing lab to the new lab, right? Or to the new space?
Yep.
Yeah, so once that's there,
Yep.
that's the final thing, I think. Once you can do a before and after
okay.
from
Once
your
all the
garage
instruments are in
bench.
place on the rack.
Yeah,
Yep.
that'll be it.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Fair enough.
Well, cool, man. Glad it's
Because
going well.
people are all talking about, I should put fancy stuff on the walls and do all sorts of,
That happens over time.
weird things like that. That'll all come in time, but it's not
Yeah.
going to be done straight away. Too busy.
Yeah, and
Yep.
it's better if that develops organically. If it's as you have your small victories, you post those as trophies, or whatever. I like that. So we should.
No idea what you just said. You were breaking up on Mumble. Mumble is mumbling.
Mumble's mumbling today.
It's back.
Oh, well.
There you go. I shouldn't have said anything. We just ruined the illusion of that we're in the same studio or something, even though you're in Cleveland and I'm in Sydney. So
yeah. People are really
go
fooled.
figure. Is there a place in America called? Is there actually a town or a city called Sydney in the US?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I bet there's probably one in Ohio. Let's see.
Yeah, probably.
Sydney.
Because there's quite a few, suburbs here that are actually named after, the same name as US, cities and things like that. So
Yeah, they spell it differently. They spell it Sidney.
oh, right.
Sydney, Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
you don't live there, huh?
No.
But we should mention, based on IT silliness and everything, that we are looking at updating. We had generous sponsors.
They were some
respond
very
to our
generous
call.
people out there. Thank you very much.
Yes, we love you guys. Thank you so much. If people are still interested in donating, we're looking for a little bit more, but we're appreciative of everything we've gotten so far. And so we started shopping around for, what are they called, VPSs?
Yeah,
Or
virtual private server.
Yeah. So we're going to try and, make sure the page loads faster and other stuff.
And the MP3s download. They're doing okay at the moment, but they're on my dedicated leeching off my dedicated server.
Yeah. So we'll try and do better for that. But and we'll throw in, of course, as well. But we definitely appreciate it, and if anyone else wants to throw in, we'll post a link to that as well. So thanks again, everyone. We really appreciate that.
Indeed. Now, I didn't get back to finishing my second point.
Yeah.
Which we led from the DigiKey thing, and we got onto PCBs somehow.
Yeah.
Anyway, I ordered a PCB for this project from IT Studios again. I've had a run-in with them before where they expanded my copper, when they shouldn't have, and stuff like that. I've done a whole video on it, and...
What's the saying? Is it "fool me once"?
George Bush style, yeah. Well, I do know it. Fool me once. Yeah, it's going to make us look like people will just keep playing it back like they do.
I know what it is. It's "fool me
one.
once, shame on." Oh crap!
Shame on you. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me
twice,
shame on me. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Yeah.
There you go.
All right, we got it together. Together we are.
It's smarter than George
one
W.
person
Bush.
that knows sayings.
That's not hard. Yeah.
Anyway, PCBs.
It's no, come on. I've got a George W. Bush thing. Can I just say it's
you have one on here?
The smart person in his family, the smart brother, okay, his name is Jeb. Okay, does that tell you something about that's a funny name here. That's like we get, we Australians probably, and other people in other parts of the world, probably think Jeb is the one who should be dumb and backwater and dueling banjos, kind of, Mm-hmm. But he's the smart one in the Bush family, apparently. So, yeah. Says a lot about old W. Anyway.
Okay.
Boy. Anyway, I ordered PCBs through. How did we get onto that? You sidetracked me.
You did.
I didn't. You're the one who sidetracked onto something else, surely. Or was it me? If I listen to this back, it was
PCBs,
probably my
Dave.
fault.
Let's stick to PCBs.
Yeah. Anyway, you said fool me once, fool me twice. That's how we got onto that. Ordered it from IT Studios, right? And it's big. It's like 10 design rules, and it shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, and I don't think it will be, but anyway, I got an email back from them, as PCB companies do. If you haven't had a commercial PCB manufactured before, what happens is you send your Gerbers away, and they process the Gerbers and look at them and check them before manufacture. And if they find any issues, they will contact you and email you and say, hey, this doesn't look right, or something like that. A good PCB design house will, question if they see something that's wrong. That looks wrong.
Right, and sometimes they also have those automated checks as well, right? I mean, I know that Advanced Circuits does
the automated checks that it matches their processing.
Yeah.
Yep. And which is great, So I get an email from them saying, which I always like. Oh, I've goofed something, Oh, no, I have to send them new Gerbers. Okay. They sent me an email just saying, your bottom layer Gerber has a short circuit on it. Please correct and send us new Gerbers, please. And I go, what? And there's no screen. Like, usually they will they'll attach a screenshot and they'll circle the thing that's wrong, okay? The part of the board that... What the hell? How am I supposed to interpret that?
I have no idea. Saying, well, guess I'll get back to you then. Thanks a lot, guys.
That's the whole idea of PCB, isn't it? Is that it contains hundreds of little short circuits to connect things up. That's why it's called a circuit board, right?
Oh, you're saying same layer. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, they're saying on the bottom layer somewhere. Because they didn't tell me where. They just said on the bottom layer Gerber, there's a short circuit.
I would probably assume that's to a ground... Is there a ground plane in there?
There is a split ground plane, but it actually connects on the top. So, which is, it's got like a star configuration. So it actually connects to the... So it's actually split. There's a split ground plane on the bottom layer. So, I don't know. I have no idea what they're referring to. And
maybe they're like... It'd be really funny if one of these PCB houses were like, wow, we're really backed up today. Send the confusing email. That'll keep him spinning his wheels for days.
Right, yeah. Well, I haven't had a reply back to them in like 3 days.
Send an email in Mandarin. No, you won't know what hit him.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
I've actually had that, yeah.
Oh,
where you have to spend a couple of days back and forth trying to decipher what they mean, what they're talking about. That's why screenshots worth 1,000 words. A screenshot.
That's good.
And they know that screenshot with a red circle around it, and you, even if they're Jinglish, ain't that good. Or they're Chinglish. Isn't that great? You understand immediately because there's a visual thing with a circle. Oh, okay.
Yeah, at least you'll say, okay, I'm going to go look there, right? At least it's like,
exactly. Yeah. And you understand what they're talking about. But in this case, well, I don't know. I'm going to have to go search the whole bottom layer of my Gerber. And bloody hell, I have no idea. So unless Altium Designer has spewed out something incorrect in the Gerber file, which very rarely happens, I think it's fine, and they're just, don't know what they're talking about. So
maybe you should go design your own PCB layout software, Dave.
Yeah, probably should.
Yeah.
Help out on KiCad. At least there's a base there. Oh, boy. Yeah. I would if I had any programming skills with a Z.
Z, yeah.
Yeah.
Z.
Boy. Anyway, so I sent him an email. I haven't heard back from him. So I asked, please send me a screenshot. And I haven't heard back from him in a couple of days. So I sent another email saying, look, just ignore it. Just send me the board.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't care. I want it on my board.
They're cheap enough for...
I want it cheap enough. Look, it's 2-layer. If there's a short circuit on it, I'll fix it with an X-Acto knife, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like this is a bloody 10-layer thing or something where,
okay.
I don't care if there's a short somewhere. If there is, I can fix it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad to mod. I mean, even if it's right on the edge, you can always drill it out, right?
Yeah.
You ever do much drilling or no?
Sorry?
You ever do much drilling of traces?
Oh, I I have done. Yeah, I've done partial drills, so you don't go all the way through the board. If it's a multi-layer and stuff like that. Yeah, I've done all that.
Those always wig me out for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, I know it's like a
Wig you
good
out?
way to. Yeah, like they weird me out, right?
Oh, right. I haven't heard that term before.
Yeah, it's just like seems like it's. I guess I'm always impressed when like a technician does that kind of thing because it's such a precise thing, But
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Well, yeah. You have to do it quite a few times to get fairly proficient at it. It's not.
Yeah.
And if you haven't done it for 5 years, I did that 5 years ago. Try and do it again. You're just going to screw it up, really. So, yeah, it's best to give it to someone who does it fairly regularly.
Yeah, I was I had that epiphany last on Saturday actually. So I've been trying to get to like a hackerspace or like a a work like a tech shop or something like that. Some kind of similar thing to do some 3D printing. And then I was thinking about the other day, and I'm like, I really want to build this. And I was thinking, I don't have any time to go there. And then I was like, there are tons of, not tons, but there are things online that'll just do this for you. Like Pinocchio and Shapeways and everything. Yep. And I'm like, I'm such an idiot. Why didn't I just do that from the beginning? I could figure out if I even like what it looks like as once a professional does it. And then if I keep doing it, I don't know. I always just get caught up in like the planning of how I'm going to learn something when in fact I should just try it out somehow. In which case, it would be buying it online, even if I have to pay a little more. I don't know. It's the same kind of. It's same for programming or anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Sometimes you just got to try it out. Just got to try it out.
Suck it and see. There's some news which I forgot to add. Pretty big news for Australia. We're getting our first Maker Faire.
I saw that.
It's a mini Maker Faire.
No,
it's
that's
a mini
okay.
Maker Faire. I'm not sure how big it's going to be, but it's in Melbourne. It's not in Sydney.
Do you think you're going to go? Decisions.
Oh, sorry. Mumble's mumbling again.
Oh, I
assume that you said, do you think I'm going to go there?
Yeah, I thought you had a dramatic pause there. That's what I thought was going on. I thought you were like,
no, it just died. The feed just died.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, are you gonna go though?
Anyway, I don't know. Because it's inconvenient timing. It's short notice too. It's like 15th of January or something.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that soon.
Yeah, it's that soon with the new year and moving into the new lab and doing everything else. And I've been invited.
Take a break. You can go down there. Come
to
on.
Melbourne in February, but I'm going down there like 2 weeks later. Anyway, so it's like hard to justify going down there for the Maker Faire, coming back, and then going back down to Melbourne again.
You'll be fine. You got nothing else going on. Come on.
It costs money too. I gotta. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd like to be there. I don't know if I can, though. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see.
Well,
I've sort of put it on the back thought burner. So, if there is such a thing.
Yeah, I think there is.
It's usually starred in my inbox, I get the email, it's like, I'll respond to that later, and I put a little star next to it, and then Google puts it up the top of the list so I don't forget, keeps it as
and then
important.
it's there for. I had one of those up there for about a year and a half once.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yep.
Speaking of
There's
the Maker
a lot to be said for replying then and there,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Speaking of the Maker movement,
did you see? I mean, we talk about it on here once in a while, but did you see that Forbes has like a column on that now? There's a guy that's writing about it basically regularly.
Yeah, I heard something about that. What is it? A profile on a new maker every week, or what? Do Forbes come out weekly or monthly or what? I don't.
I don't know if it's a weekly.
I don't know about Forbes. It's a rich
they have
magazine,
online
right?
stuff.
Forbes is like a finance.
Yeah, it's like finance.
Isn't it like a magazine for rich people, right? That's
I don't know if that's quite.
Or business, rich business. So it's the magazine
like business information,
for the 1%, right?
No, I don't know about that, but it's got it. It's business and tech and entrepreneurship and stuff, and whatever.
Okay, right. I thought it was just business. I thought it was just finance and big business and crap like that.
No, yeah. So they got a writer on there who is just that's his beat now. I guess. I mean, that's what he's writing about all the time. So the makers. That's what
Right.
his thing is. That's so you see. I keep seeing things pop up about like, oh, this thing's on Forbes, that thing's on Forbes, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's the same guy writing about all this stuff, which is great.
Right.
But
Okay.
yeah, it's crazy.
There's a regular column there every week or month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it a blog based? Does it actually make it to the magazine, or is it just a website
sure
blog
about.
thing?
Yeah, it might just be.
Right.
It might just be a blog, but maybe it sneaks through to the print sometimes. Because that's how they keep them as kind of like a bullpen.
Worthy. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he wrote about the he writes about a lot of like 3D printers and stuff too. Did you see the funding story about the printer bot? That real small.
No, I haven't taken a look at it yet. What is it? The second largest?
Second largest,
biggest,
second highest funded project on Kickstarter ever. Basically,
that begs the question: which is the highest?
TikTok Watch, which was 90.
Oh,
90,
right. Yes, I have
940.
one of those sitting right next to me.
You do? Oh,
Yep.
Is
Yes,
that like a?
because my new scientific calculator watch was designed to fit into the TikTok watch band.
Oh, fancy. Okay, so it's just a watch band for
Yeah,
a.
you obviously
is it
haven't
touch?
read my article in the EE Web magazine, issue 18, I think it is.
Well, I
There's
guess
some
we're even now.
screenshots in there.
So I haven't read one of your articles, and you haven't read all of mine.
That's it.
All right, now we're even, buddy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So-
Anyway, there's a whole article in there on my calculator watch which uses the TikTok
oh,
watch
cool.
band.
So it's just the
designed
band.
to slide in. Because I figured that, in a million years, I'm not going to design a better watch band than that TikTok watch band. Right?
No, probably not.
So why not
I mean,
make
not for the
use
cost,
of it?
right? Yeah.
Not
Existing
not for,
technology.
the cost, why not use that, right? It's already designed, it's funded and you can buy it. Why not just design that? And it's designed to slip the iPad Nano into it. Well, what if I made my calculator watch the same shape as the iPad Nano and you can just slide it in? Bingo.
Yeah.
I totally changed my design like that. Bang.
Yeah, and compare that to your
know?
old cost, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
whatever the band was on the old watch. That's good. I think that's a great idea.
But that was always the tricky thing: is how do you integrate the watch band into the case? And how I suck at 3D modeling and mechanical CAD and all that sort of stuff. And
So super glue,
that's bad
right?
enough. So yeah, super glue that fixes it. Magnets maybe. So I saw the TikTok watch band and I went, shit, that looks nice. I'll just
No, that's a
change
great
my
design
to
principle.
fit in there.
You know? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think people, it's the same thing as, if you see a nice tablet you want to use, and maybe you're like, hey, that screen looks pretty great, right, Dave? Yeah.
Ah, boy.
Anyways.
Which will have a niche market, I will admit.
What?
Just like 3D printing's possible.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not going to be practical and it's not going to be pervasive.
Yeah.
Almost said persuasive there. Pervasive.
Yeah.
Yes. Ah, man. You just lose every time.
I guess, with you, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so you win your own arguments at home, do you? That's the...
Oh, yeah. When I'm arguing
Right,
with
every
myself,
time,
I almost
right?
always
Yeah.
win. A couple times when I'm having beer or two, I lose, but...
Yeah. I lose my own arguments all the time. Yeah. I'm designing something, I go, I've been working on something for a month, and I go, that's shit. That's not going to work, and then I totally change.
That's been happening with
direction.
that SketchUp stuff I've been doing. I mean, I'm just doing concept models, and I'm just like throwing them out as fast as I can make them. So, but that's what I love about it. Iterating on designs. It's really is a good thing. Especially if you can't like hold on to it. I was talking to my boss today about some of the stuff I showed him. And you just gotta let it go, man. Because like if you fight for it, like if you could end up trying to convince yourself that something's good or bad, but that's not necessarily gonna make the best thing in the end, right? It's just gonna appease your ego.
Yep.
And
I have no problem scrapping a design I've been working on for 6 months or a year. I have no if immediately something's obviously better, I have no problem scrapping my entire concept and going with something else. Because I've done it countless times.
Yeah.
And, it's fun, too. You start with a fresh, new direction. Woohoo! You get a new burst of enthusiasm. And, it's great. Rather than trying to make your existing crap idea, even crappier. You
That
know?
always happened to me with programming projects too. You know,
Right.
because you just keep patching something and patching something. And eventually you realize, well, this doesn't work at all. Or it does, but as soon as you change, you move, you put a space before a period or something, it's just like, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
What else we got in today's show? Any shout-outs?
I think we went through all of those.
Because we already pissed away 40 minutes, you know.
Did we? No, we talked about some stuff.
Probably.
Yeah. What about your, so you laid out your current board with through-hole parts, right?
Mostly through-hole. There's 3 surface mount parts, yes. I couldn't do it all through-hole. I wanted all through-hole.
Did we talk about that last time? Maybe we did.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, with...
No, we did.
Yeah.
That Jeff guy.
Yeah, I'm sure we did.
Okay.
Yes, I'm absolutely sure we did. It's in the show notes, I think.
Okay, I'll have to go back and look then.
Yep.
So how about this one?
And you guys laughed at me.
No, I didn't.
I remember. Jeff laughed.
Maybe Jeff did.
And then you laughed as well.
Well, I
That
laughed
I was designing a board
Jeff's
with
got a funny
through-hole, but
laugh.
you
I laugh at
guys
Jeff
were-
laughing.
You guys are poking fun at me.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. It's almost like we're on a show that's meant to laugh on it,
Poking
right?
fun at each other, yeah.
Yeah. So I had an
boy.
item on the list that's been on here for a while that I wanted to talk about a little bit. It's a study that so a little backstory. Basically, I was at an alumni event and I was talking to a recent friend, basically an older alumni who I got to meet and hang out with.
I've never been to an alumni. What? We don't have that really here in Australia. It's not a done thing here.
Huh, okay. Anyway,
Continue. Sorry, that was in the side.
But basically, we got talking about like engineering because he's an engineer, and so we got talking about engineering and stuff, and you know our usual engineers get together and they complain about stuff, right? I mean that's like our show every week.
Of course, that's what we do.
But he told me about this report, and apparently this is something that gets quoted over and over and over again, and it's this 2005 study by Booz Allen, I think. They're a consulting firm. I know, stupid name, right?
Yeah, booze.
Yeah.
Yep. It's actually spelt the same, is it?
Booz, no E on the end.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. So basically,
So
though,
some poor bastard's name is Booze
yeah, out there, yeah.
because they usually make it after the founders' names, right? The key partners' names.
Yeah.
You know, Wanker, Wanker, and Wanker. You know.
Yeah. Yep. Blended Hole Associates.
Continue. You're at this alumni event, right? You're talking about
So
engineering.
he starts telling me about this report, though. And so the report is called Money Isn't Everything. And basically, it's this entire report, and it goes all the way through it. And basically, the end result is more money does not equal more output in terms of like R&D. So there's tons of different examples, and it's very well researched. You can tell it's very well researched. There's lots of data in it, and I highly suggest people look at it. But basically what it comes down to is they make this broad statement, more money does not mean more output. But it actually gets taken out of context. Basically what happens is, if you look at it as a linear relationship, it's not monotonic, right? A little bit of money at the beginning doesn't do anything, right? And too much money doesn't do anything either because you just end up, in terms of like output per dollar, it doesn't correlate either, right?
You've got to have the R&D infrastructure in place to,
yeah, exactly,
actually produce output. It's not a direct money relationship.
Right. And so the thing is, though, this same report keeps popping up different places as reasons to cut R&D budgets. And so, like, that's a really big deal, right?
Right.
It's like if someone's like trying to find it's kind of like what's it called? Not perception bias, but or maybe it is perception bias. Whatever you're trying to find on the internet, basically, you could find it, right? And so if
you can find
you're
anything to justify your means,
Right. Exactly. And so. And he even sent me an article from USA Today that says exactly this. Some companies cut their R&D budgets. Now, granted, this is back in 2006, so it's a while ago, and it's USA Today, so it's kind of crap. But but basically, companies are using this as a justification for why to cut money. Oh, well, more money doesn't do anything. You have to have more of this or more of that. It's like, sometimes you actually need that better scope, or you need extra parts, or you need another technician in your lab, you know?
You need more employees. You need, yeah.
There are some realities to it. I mean, some of it could be, blood, sweat, and tears, right? I mean, we've probably all experienced that of, money.
Well, a lot of stuff, a lot of R&D might just be labor. You don't have to buy, new $1 million toys and stuff like that. It might just be, labor and freedom. It might just be lack of red tape.
That's true.
Company red tape can kill R&D like that, right? Regardless of how much money you put into it. Whereas a more creative, free atmosphere might be more conducive than more money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it ain't black and white.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, that's obvious. That's what, like, the end of every engineering argument. It's like, oh, well, it's a balancing act, and we got to do trade-offs, and but like, I don't know. I think these are big companies too. I mean, these are really big. They're profiling IBM and Johnson and Johnson and General Motors and everything. So it's a tough thing to really say, but it's. The fact that there's facts in here. Like, if you have zero R&D money, you will get zero R&D results. There are several. Surprising.
Yeah, go figure.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So more than zero, you should spend.
Yes.
Anyways, I suggest people check it out. It's an interesting read, and if it's going to keep coming up, it's worth knowing what people are talking about.
What happened to the day the time when companies would pride themselves on how much percentage value of their income was spent on R&D? That was the measure of a successful company. Oh, we spend 20% of our revenue on R&D. We reinvest 20%. That used to be a big factor,
Yeah, it's like an investing type thing, right?
Yeah,
You'd see how much
engineering companies would, really advertise that fact, We put 20%. We're better than everyone else because we put 20 instead of 10% of our revenue back into R&D.
Right.
That was a huge thing.
I've been in a meeting before where up and ups point to Apple and they say, "Oh, well, Apple only spends 2% of their money on R&D and they get all this output." And it's like, yeah, well, they're selling consumer products and all that stuff's offloaded, right?
One of the most profitable companies in the world, like the second biggest profitable company in the world or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's they just make a sheer buttload of money that 2% of it is still bigger than the R&D budgets of many competitors combined.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's always tough when you're arguing against that kind of thing. But at the same time, I don't know. It's like some of it might be, well, it's a good design a lot of people like, right? That argument aside, but I don't know how to argue against that. Maybe it's just that, maybe they are someone to point to, but a lot of times, there's industries where you just can't say that, right? I mean, if you're in like if you're in the military, business, right? There's limits on that. You can't have, 0% or 2% investment in your R&D when, you have a limited customer base and the stuff you're doing is very leading edge.
Oh, so. It's a totally different ballgame.
Right. And it's almost like Apple's getting cultural dollars as much as they're getting technical dollars. They're not on the very bleeding edge, but they're doing good things with technology. So, yeah, Apple. Blah, blah.
But if you compare, say, Apple with another mobile phone company who might earn 1/10 of Apple, right? Say there's some little struggling mobile phone company, right? The R&D resources to design that new phone and that, all that new thing is going to be roughly the same for both companies, right?
Yeah, there's a
Apple,
base level to get,
because
you have to pay
Apple
to get
have worked for years. Yeah, there's that base level. Apple have worked for years to optimize their bill of materials so that they make a shitload of money on this stuff, right? Plus they've got the iTunes thing which makes them money for free, basically, right? They've got all that revenue coming in. It's all free,
stuff.
right? It's all vapor money, right?
Yeah.
They don't actually sell any material goods to actually do that. It's got to buy bigger server farms, right? to make all that happen. So they're getting free money, whereas this other company that's making mobile phones but doesn't have the iTunes and the iStore revenue and all that sort of stuff, right? They're going to have to spend 20% of their R&D budget instead of 2%.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
they don't have that
Just 'cause of
extra
scale.
income from the vapor, from the cloud.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
What Dave's trying to say is start a software company, people.
Right.
Start a media company. No, don't do that, please.
You make money
please,
for
we don't
nothing,
need any
right?
more of those. Yeah.
Nah.
Well, speaking of research and the lack of it, actually, one of our listeners, Adam Ward, wrote in, and he was a little cheesed actually about a Hackaday post. Did you see this?
No, I haven't seen the Hackaday post.
Yeah. So basically, and he wrote me. I asked him to clarify a little bit.
Cheesed? Or,
Yeah,
he's
Adam
cheesed off, or somebody else is cheesed off?
No, he is at the Hackaday post. Basically, the Hackaday post is talking about a rip-off product. It was a
right.
I forget what it was. It's a logic analyzer.
Logic analyzer.
Right.
Yep.
And so it's from Malaysia, and it's definitely a rip-off, basically. And you can use it as a Sele, or you can use it as a whatever the B, something B.
Right, and it uses the Sele name on it. I'm looking at the photo here.
Right.
That's just not on. Right, it's bad enough to rip them off, but to put the Sele name on it is just insane.
Right, and so he was more talking about just the fact that it was tacit, acceptance of the fact that people are buying this logic analyzer and it's a total ripoff. But what my question is like, so where does that point really stop, right? I mean, like if people are, I personally think people should be able to, people buy stuff, they should be able to open up their devices and modify them and do whatever they want with them, right? And that's the one extreme is no, you can't do that. The other extreme is, well, you can not only buy whatever device you want, you can also buy someone who's ripped off that device and produced it illegally or cheaply or whatever, however you want to say it, and that's the other end of the spectrum. So where does that good part fall? Like, is it okay to take a cheap rip-off hack and then make it usable? I mean, I don't know. I don't know where that's.
Well, it's okay to hack the product that you've bought, right? That is, you should have the right to do that. But you don't have the right to rip it off and then go and resell it. That's just not, especially put in the Sele name on it. That's just ridiculous. I mean, as far as I know, the Sele logic analyzer is not open source, is it?
No, I don't
because if it was open source, it'd be a whole different ballgame, right? Then you're legally allowed to rip it off and, but not use the name because the name's trademarked and just out of good courtesy, you wouldn't use the name.
Right, but this guy,
if I release an open source thing, I wouldn't like people. You can go recreate my little microcurrent or any other my other projects. Just don't put my name on it. Right. Right. Yeah. It's open source. Fine. You can make duplicates of it if you want, but just don't put EEV blog on it because it's not. It's not yours. That's my name. That's not yours. So stick your name on it and give me attribution.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. So the post itself is about
what's the argument?
Basically that Hackaday was tacitly being accepting of a rip-off product because the guy that they're writing about, he bought this rip-off product.
They were endorsing it
and then modified. Yeah, it's sort of like a tacit endorsement, right? I mean, that's the word I was looking for.
They're almost endorsing this knockoff product.
Right.
Right. By doing an article on it and doing a blog post on it, right? That's effectively endorsing it.
Right, because more people are going to go buy the knockoff now, which takes away from Sele, and I mean,
right.
I don't know. It's I think this one's kind of a it's a little more cut and dry here. I don't personally agree with the fact that this guy's doing that, but I understand people have budget limitations too.
No,
I mean,
the guy shouldn't do it. The guy who is it a guy selling this or is it another company?
No, it's a company selling it on eBay. The guy who bought it just ended up hacking it, so it makes it usable with anything, right?
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. It's an interesting problem in a world increasingly filled with knockoffs and cheap stuff. I think in the end you're going to end up getting burned anyways. I mean, there's no support, there's no guarantee this thing works. So yeah, you're probably going to get burned. But
well, as far as I'm concerned, it's black and white. It's not on. It's not acceptable. That's it. End of story. The guy shouldn't be. The guy should be shut down.
Yeah.
If he's selling this rip-off product.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
By all means, encourage hacking your genuine Saley logic analyzer, for sure. Hacking it, making it do other stuff, and, things like that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But no, it's blatantly ripping it. Come on.
Yeah. No,
anyway, maybe we're not in the full possession of the facts here.
That's true.
Maybe we'd have to read every comment on the thing.
It's par for the course for us.
We could be talking out our ass again. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Because I just looked at this like literally 2 minutes ago, so I haven't even read any of the comments.
Dave's first look.
But there you go. I've just ranted on about it though, and given you my thorough opinion of it all, and I haven't even read it.
Yeah. So
I'm a very quick read.
Yeah, quicken the trigger, right?
Absolutely. That's the only way to be.
Right. Knee jerk reaction to
Shoot
everything.
first, ask question later. Yep. Better to seek forgiveness than it is to seek permission.
That is true. So that product wasn't made in China, but I wanted to bring up another downside to developing China other than the potential for rip-offs and being ripped off or using bogus parts or anything like that. You said, I think you posted about this too, the pollution in China. Did you see that? I told you about it, and then you posted it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
I think it's relevant for electronics though. Yeah, it's relevant for electronics though because
of course.
There's a lot of business over there, right? And you think about it long term. But it's just a backstory. I mean, China has,
and there's companies moving there.
Yeah, exactly. So this is in Beijing. There's pictures
which I'll talk about in a sec.
Yeah. So there's pictures of basically smog. You can't see through it. It's so thick. I mean, like that's the basis of it, right? And that could affect.
The airport was shut down and stuff.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So once you're
and the interesting thing is, if you read the article in there, the US embassy there actually has this whiz-bang particle pollution thing on its roof, right? This measurement gizmo, which measures the particle sizes, and it's measuring these dangerously high and tiny particle sizes. They're so small that they'll embed in your lungs and stick there, and all sorts of nasty stuff. And the Chinese government are apparently saying, "Oh no, we don't trust the this newfangled US technology because the Chinese don't have any monitoring things that can detect particles that small that actually cause the real danger." Apparently small particles are really bad because they get stuck in your lungs, whereas big ones aren't. Big ones aren't as bad. So apparently the Chinese don't have the technology. They're going to roll it out in like 2014 or something like that. Don't quote me on the date, but they'll eventually roll out the technology. But they're saying, we don't trust the American. All this hype about the pollution is just bullshit because we don't trust the Americans' sensor on their embassy roof that's monitoring all this. And
right, yeah.
But look at the bloody pictures.
Yeah, the pictures are pretty damning, I think. And
Oh man.
But from a business standpoint, I mean that definitely affects things, right? If the airport's shut down, if you've got boards being produced there, they're not coming out of there, right? Yeah. And if you're living there, there's obviously a danger. There's long-term health costs that could go up. So there are some definite advantages to being in China, but this is not one of them.
No. No, I went to Shanghai about 2 years ago now, probably, and when I stepped into the main street for the first time, I couldn't see more than 50, 100 meters down the street. I couldn't see, and I thought, what is there? Fog or something?
Mm-hmm.
I just assumed it was fog, and then I asked around, and people said, no, that's pollution, and
wow.
You literally could not. Maybe 30, 50 meters, you'd have reasonable visibility, but after that, it was just you couldn't see anything.
Yeah,
it was shocking. It's like, I've never lived in a city like that. I don't know what it's, it's just absolutely shocking to me.
Yeah.
You could have that much pollution.
I was trying to think about it in turn. I was thinking about if the U.S. was as big as China was during the Industrial Revolution, I'm sure like it would be very similar, right? I mean, in terms of, it's not like America should be all high and mighty about it, because back when we were expanding, like they were expanding, it was just as bad, if not worse. But
I've just got to mention L.A., don't I? Isn't LA the famous, got so bad that the government had to take drastic action to...
Yeah, they took some,
Yeah, and now it's a lot better, but... Yeah.
Right, but
Still
it's not great, but...
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, back in the Industrial Revolution, that's what I always compare it to, right? So, I don't know. Yeah. So, be careful if you're moving your business to China, people.
Like Altium did.
Yeah. And
no way I would have gone, and most of the employees didn't go, so all the smart ones...
Come on down to Ohio. The air is fine.
And the houses are cheap.
That's right.
Because we're not Detroit.
Oh
boy. It's funny. No. And, there's companies doing that, moving lock, stock, and barrel to China, like Altium are, and it's a huge mistake. Not, especially trying to imagine moving your family there. It's just, it's ridiculous. It's just shocking.
Yeah. I know some people that have moved there full time, and
yep.
And what are you going to do at that point once you're there?
I don't know anyone who likes it. So,
well, that's not fair. I mean, like, I don't know if.
Well, no, that's I mean,
you're
that's
saying
a
your
statement of
experience.
fact on my part. I
right,
don't know
anyone
anyone who has moved there who likes it.
Right, I know
they
some
move
people who
there
like
because they feel like they're forced to, or they're obligated, or something else.
I get you.
Yeah, and and all those poor people who didn't want to go got the arse. So,
yeah,
yep, it's the company way or the highway, folks, and it's the amp hour way or the highway.
I think it's the highway. I think it's.
It is. Our amp hour's up.
Our amp hour's up, man. Good old fast ass hour.
Oh boy, this one went quick.
It did.
Flew by. I have no idea what we talked about. I ranted and raved as usual, and you were wrong as usual, and I slagged off at America a couple of times. There's a George W. joke in there. That's a winner.
Oh, it's a good day for Dave.
It's a good day for the amp hour when I can make fun of George W. Bush.
Well, thank you again to all the people who donated. We appreciate it so much. We'll keep you updated on servers and what we're doing with that,
and we'll continue to do this crazy, wacky show.
Yeah, it is wacky, huh? What are we on, 74?
That's what happens when you donate.
74 shows.
We'll continue.
Yeah, 75th show will be the day after Christmas, so I think, yeah.
And we were talking about ramping it up, weren't we?
All right,
but you're too busy with your new job now.
Yeah, we might have to move to Sundays eventually, but probably not Christmas. I probably won't record on Christmas, so.
Yeah, so we may not be Tuesdays for much longer, so we may actually have to change the regular scheduled time.
Tuesdays, Australia, Monday.
Right.
US, but I guess Tuesday really, because when most people get it, it's Tuesday. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, you can catch us on Twitter, Dave's EEV blog. I'm Chris_Gamble. Got a Google Plus page. We got a Facebook page.
Yeah, we've got all that social media stuff nailed. Tick.
Done. We'll talk to you next week.
See ya.
The hot nostalgia ticking time in big gassing light. The spooning one report. Dog Walker and Dr. Insano, the craziest critics I've ever seen. David Jones, Lisa Crystal, change that damn theme tune. I learned more from the evening blog than I did in school. Cheerios were sure the one true queen of pinball.
And now we put in the song.
Nice. I'm sure he won't mind.